Hello! How is everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome. My name is Laura, and this is my YouTube channel. This is I Heart Knitting, and today I'm going to be talking to you mostly about some knits. I've got one on, which is awesome. I've got another sweater that I've already started and made like a ton of progress on, which I'm really excited to share with you. And then I've been doing some stitching as well, some embroidery, and I have some things to show you that are going to be coming up in the Etsy shop. What is it? Today is Friday the 26th, I think. Whatever this Friday is, if you're watching this, it'll probably be up on a Tuesday. I think we're going to say February 26th. I'm pretty sure that's what I wrote down in my notes. So either way. So yes, my name is Laura. You can find me on the internet as I Heart You. That's EWE. And that is where you can find me on Instagram. That is the name of the Etsy shop. And then on Ravelry, I am I Heart You Knits. You can find all this information down below, and I try and link to kind of whatever I'm talking about. Let's get into it. The first thing I wanted to talk about, because I haven't been talking about it a lot, but it is still going for a few more days, the Fresh Start Knit Along, which I started in the new year. That is going on Instagram until the end of this month, so the 28th of February. And this is the prize I decided that I'm going to be giving away. It's a Sweet Georgia Party of 5 and the colorway Snapdragon. Super, super pretty. So this will be getting mailed out to one lucky person. So if you want to enter, you still have a chance. You can either start something new, or you can pull out a project that needs some love and kind of invest some time back into it, and then post on Instagram with the hashtag FreshStartCal2021, and you'll be entered. So I'm going to go through and I will draw a random number draw to get this beautiful mini pack. Super pretty. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is the sweater that I'm wearing, which is my City Limit sweater. Here, I'll stand up and you can see most of the colors. It is the City Limit sweater by Tanis Fiber Arts, Tanis Lavallee. It has this really nice false seam detail going down here. And I chose to do it with the purl side out. I'm really happy with it. I really love just this collar. I really like for some reason. I don't know if it's just where it sits, or maybe it's just the way that the ribbing meets the reverse stockinette. I don't know what it is about it, but I really like, it's just come together really nicely after like a lot of drama, I guess we could say. Just little things like I talked about this a lot. I've actually been knitting on this, I think, since like some of the first episodes I posted, because I had so many issues with it. All of my own issues. The pattern is great. Actually, that's not true. I did have one little issue with running out of yardage. I ran out of yarn on a couple colors, which I talked about last time. And that could be because I had like ripped it out and reused the yarn. Maybe I would have just been able to squeak by because I was only a few rows short. But yeah, that was a little frustrating. And then like just a whole lot of things that kind of not went wrong with it, but changing out the colors. And then I don't think I told you last time, I actually vacuumed this up accidentally, like vacuumed the yarn when I was working on it and like ripped the yarn off. So anyways, that's all to say that now that it's done, it is not cursed. It's a great sweater. I'm super happy with it. I'm really looking forward to wearing it. It is like fingering weight held double, so it's just this really nice, like, it's knit up as a worsted, but it's like a light worsted gauge. And yeah, I think I did it pretty much exactly to pattern. I did, I think, 16 rounds for each stripe. So maybe you could cut that down a little bit if you're worried about running out of yarn. And I'm knitting like the 40-inch size. This was the 3rd size up. And it fits great. It doesn't have a ton of extra ease, but it's also not too tight, which is perfect for me. And yeah, the top color here and the very bottom color here are Knitpicks Stroll. And then the three colors in the middle are by Janessa of Euphoria Knits. And yeah, you can find all the colorways and all that info in my Ravelry page if you're interested, or you can ask me down below. But those are the main colors. So Knitpicks from the top and the bottom, Knitpicks Stroll, held double, and then the blues are all by Janessa of Euphoria Knits, who is a dyer out of Texas. And yeah, so all in all, like, I don't want to keep going on about this sweater because, like I said, it's been going on for a while, but I'm really happy with it. And yeah, it just feels like it's going to be wearable, very wearable. Some of my sweaters that I've knit more recently have been like nice sweaters, and then I don't feel like I want to wear them day to day because, like, I don't know, I live in the country, and you know, we're rural here, and it's not like if you're in a cosmopolitan city, it's not like that. You know, you're not gonna get funny looks if you get dressed up here. It's just like most people are quite casual day to day. So this feels like something I could wear without someone being like, "Ooh, fancy sweater." So yeah. And then when I finished that, I was really, really excited to start something new. So I've started this Nurtured sweater by Andrea Mowry. I'll show you. This is the body here. You can see there's my seam, but other than that, it's not like a real seam. It's just the seam from where the color work, oh my gosh, I can't talk, from where the stitch pattern, you know, starts again at the beginning. You know what I'm saying. There's the line where I started my round. It is a really cool slip stitch pattern. This is knit from the bottom up, which is not like I've done it before, but it's been a while since I knit a bottom up sweater. So somehow that was really like fun just because it's the opposite direction. It's amazing, like the little things you can do to kind of trick yourself into, you know, getting excited about your knitting again. So I have 2 sleeves done. I can't find the other one. It's buried in my project bag. But I've already knit like 2 sleeves and then this much of the body. So it's been going really, really quickly. This is a worsted weight yarn. It is the Knitpicks Eco line, which I believe is called, yeah, it's called Simply Wool. I have one skein here that I might not use, so I just decided not to wind it up yet, but this is the Simply Wool worsted weight in the Winnie colorway. So as I said, it's worsted weight. I've said that like 5 times. It is 218 yards to 100 grams. And so far I am on my 3rd ball of yarn. So it hasn't used up a ton. I have this much left of my 3rd, and I have 2 more wound up, and then I have this 3rd one is kind of back up. So anyways, I have 5 skeins wound up, which I think is what I'm going to use, but I have this 6th one because I am going to probably lengthen the length of the body just a little bit because it's cropped to about 11 inches. And just for me, with my bust line, I need like some extra length there to get the crop just right. Let me see if I can show you a picture, yeah, without any info on it, but that's how Andrea has it done with an 11-inch, what do you call it, body. And I'm not going to do mine full length, like this is like 15, I think. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to try and cut it somewhere in the middle. And actually, I might actually like try that torso on as I'm knitting before I join the sleeves on, just to kind of get an idea of it. So yeah, like it's really, it's just been a really satisfying project. If you've ever knit the honey cowl, this stitch is very similar, probably the same as the honey cowl stitch. So there's lots of slip stitches on the purl rows, and I don't know, yeah, the yarn is just this really nice natural, which I've kind of been drawn to lately. And yeah, I'm just really loving it. It's been the perfect pattern. I actually bought the yarn for it like quite a long time ago and wound it up, and just kind of never got around to starting it. I really wanted to finish this one first because it was kind of giving me some grief, and I knew that if I like abandon it, then I'd never come back to this one if I left it in the middle of a problem, you know? So yeah, it's just been the perfect project. I'm really glad I picked it up. The Simply Wool worsted is like really cost effective, and I do like that it's Oikotex certified. That is just like a certification, you know, like how you could get something certified organic or certified non-GMO. So the Oikotech is specifically for textiles, if you don't know. And it just makes sure that the dye process, this is undyed, but if there is any dye process, that it's done in like a ecologically safe way. And it doesn't guarantee, like it's not guaranteeing organic content or anything like that, like not organic cotton, but if it was fabric or wool, but it's just a little bit better. You know, some people have gone in and kind of checked out the facilities and made sure that just that everything's being done in an environmentally conscious way. So that's really great. I try and buy fabrics for my project bags with Oikotech certification as well. It's just a really nice little bonus for me that they have this one as Oikotech certified. And it's also really cost effective. I think in US dollars, it's like $7 for 100 grams. So that's awesome for me to be able to get a sweater out of, you know, like 35 US or maybe 40, 42 if I use that last one. Yeah, like I love to support my indie dyers. I have tons of beautiful indie dyed yarn, but at the same time, you know, I'm running my own business now, and I'm like, I don't have quite as much spare money as I used to. So, yeah, anyways, it's really nice for me to be able to find something that I feel good about, like where it's coming from, but is also a really good cost. And what was I going to say? Knitpicks has another line that they just put out that I didn't buy because I'm trying to only buy for like projects, but I was noticing it when I was doing my last order, and it's 100% US wool. You know, most of their wool comes from South America. So I just thought that was cool. You know, like there's a lot of talk right now about supporting your local farmers, and international farmers kind of driving down the cost of raw wool. So anyways, it was just neat to see that they are sourcing some from the US. Yeah, anyways, that's my Knitpicks rant. And so this is the Nurtured Sweater by Andrea Mowry. It is, I'm sure I'm doing the third size again, if that's 40 or 42 inches. I think it's maybe got a little bit more ease. So yeah, I'm doing the third size up. And yeah, I've got 2 sleeves and the beginning of the body done. Highly recommend doing this, and I would highly recommend doing it in like a nice kind of earthy, or at least maybe single kind of toned wool instead of something busy, just because of it's going to get really busy with this pattern. So yeah, I've basically been working monogamously on that. I haven't started really any new knitting projects. I did get yarn for my next sweater, my next sweater, once this one's done, which I'm really excited about. I had sold a couple things and had some US dollars in my PayPal to use. And yeah, for me, I just makes sense to de-stash things and then buy more stuff. So that's what I did. I'm planning on making a Throwover sweater by Andrea Mowry again. So the Throwover is meant to be done with spin cycle yarns, but just has a really simple like color work. There's like a little line here, and then there's like the chevron kind of yoke color work in 3 different colors. And then the rest of it is all just single color. So I've seen people do it in tweed and it looks really beautiful. Yeah, I think Andrea Mowry's sample had spin cycle and another yarn, but I decided to go for Knitpicks. So I'm using Wool of the Andes worsted, and actually that's showing up perfectly. And I made sure to choose the heathered colors. That's something that I would definitely recommend doing if you want to buy Knitpicks or value yarn, but you don't want it to look like value yarn. Try and get the heathered colorways. You can see they're not one color. They're all many different kind of colors blended together, rather than just dyed kind of that flat color. It just gives your yarn a bit more dimension and it's going to give my color work a bit more dimension as well. So I'm going to use these 3 colors in the yoke, the pink, which is a little bit less bubblegummy in real life than this, and then this kind of tealy color, and then this gold, which again is like maybe not quite so orange as it's showing up on the camera. And then I've got it paired with this really nice charcoal. So this is the Onyx Heather. So this is Wool of the Andes worsted weight. It is 50 gram balls, 110 yards. So I got 10 balls of the main color. I don't think I'll need quite all 10, but Knitpicks does a thing where if you buy 10 of all the same, if you buy a bag of yarn, they give you 1 free. So I got like a 10% discount on that. So yeah, so I got that. And then I got these 3 contrast colors, which again, I'm happy that I was able to just get 50 grams instead of the full 100 gram skeins, because this is probably all I'm going to need to do my color work, and I'll have some extra. So I'm really excited about this. So that's going to be the Throwover by Andrea Mowry. Really beautiful, just pullover pattern with the chevron yoke. So I'm really excited to start that at some point. I also have a pink velvet that I want to do, and I have yarn to do like a flax light or like a fingering weight sweater, like all in like a really dark navy. So yeah, I was digging through my yarn yesterday and really was like, okay, let's prioritize, let's decide what I want to do. So I actually got rid of some things, which feels really good. I'm going to pass those on to like our local thrift store. And I kind of went through and sort of prioritized what I'd like to do in the future. So I'm really feeling sweaters right now. So I like to have like 1 sweater on the go and then a few other smaller projects peppered in. But yeah, right now I've been really exclusive on kind of knitting 1 thing and then finishing it up. So I think once I lose steam on this sweater, which is probably going to happen really soon, I'm going to go back to one of my smaller projects that I showed you and just kind of wrap one of those up. Maybe my Harlow hat, or maybe a pair of socks. I found a pair of socks that I forgot about that I cast on, I think like last spring during COVID, the original COVID in March 2020. Yeah, and then I have been doing some stitching as well, which I've been really enjoying. This one I think I showed you in progress already. This is, both the things I'm going to show you are by Hook, Line and Tinker, which is a company based on the east coast of Canada. They're in Halifax. So this one is the little, like kind of little sailboat. It says, "I am the sea and nobody owns me." And it's just really simple, all done in back stitching. And it's all drawn on with the lines for you. So you just follow the lines. There's their logo there, Hook, Line, Tinker. And yeah, I really am happy with how this turned out. This is going to go on the wall with my knitting octopus, which I'm going to try and grab and show you. So yeah, I'm going to put this up beside my knitting octopus, which is another Hook, Line and Tinker pattern that I finished earlier in the year. And I just love it. And I really like, I just wanted to keep them together because they both have that kind of like blue and red, like nautical thing going on. So this one finished in, I think, the springtime, and it's a little more complicated. There's some different stitches in this one. And then this was really cool. I can't quite remember how, I think it was chain stitching and then some back stitching as well to do the kind of knit fabric. So that was really fun. They're like amazing. They're really great like beginner patterns. I haven't done a lot of embroidery. I did a lot of cross stitch when I was younger, and I've been like kind of relearning embroidery because I've been doing a lot of visible mending over the last few years of clothing and things, but I'm definitely not an expert, and these feel just like the perfect level for me. They're just like these little small projects. They don't take very long. You know, really like a few evenings, if you're going to work on them exclusively, would get these finished for you. But yeah, they're just, the designs are just so cute, and they're just nicely put together. And this is the one that I'm working on right now. I'm almost finished. I just have to do a little tiny bit up there. So this one is called The Fungus Among Us, and it's done in yellow with black accents, and there's a few different stitches in this one. I think you can do French knots in here somewhere as well, but I don't love French knots, so I'm probably not going to do that. But yeah, another just little practice sampler. They're so fun. So I'm really happy with how these work out. I did a moose as well earlier this year, and I gave that to my nephew. I'm not sure if I showed you that or not. I feel like I may have showed you that way, way a long time ago. Maybe not. Maybe I just made that up. So yeah, I've been working on those just on the side in between doing some work on my nurtured sweater, and that's been kind of keeping me occupied and keeping me happy. So I have a fox after this, and I think I have one more kit by them. I have a bear as well, so I have a fox and a bear still to do. I think I'm going to do the fox next because I really like that one, and finish up, maybe get the bear done as well. Not that I have to finish them, it's just I bought them all like last year and then didn't really do much stitching. That's like everybody's 2020, I feel like. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that because you know, I was lucky enough to still have money to buy things, but like in the spring, I was just like, we have to support everybody. We have to shop. We have to, like, you know, I was really feeling responsible for, you know, propping up the economy. And I don't quite feel that way as much anymore, because I bought a lot of stuff that I'm still enjoying. So I'm going to try and keep enjoying that. And then I will order some more Hook, Line, and Tinker designs. But anyways, so Hook, Line, and Tinker, definitely recommend checking out their shop. They do everything in like such a nice way, in my opinion. Her packaging is very environmentally conscious, eco-friendly. Everything is in paper. She donates, I can't remember her name right now, the shop owner right now, but she donates 5% of her sales to homeless women and children shelters. All good things. Yeah. So check them out. They're in Nova Scotia, Ketch Harbor, Nova Scotia, I believe. And yeah, last thing I wanted to show you is I have project bags on the go that are not finished yet. They're over here. And then I have a few that are done in kind of the same pattern. So I thought I would show you the sock size ones that are done, just because they look nice when they're finished, instead of like showing you kind of these half finished ones where the threads are all hanging out and everything. But yeah, I will have more project bags going into the shop. There are still project bags from the Rifle Paper Company update that I did last time with the Rifle Paper Company florals. I'm looking, there's still some bucket bags, and I think there's maybe one large like sweater size bag that's this size that I've got my nurtured in. Might be one more of those, and yeah, there's still lavender sachets in there from another update. So have a look at the shop now if you like. There's still some things in there. And then these are going to be in the shop on Friday, which I think we decided is probably the 26th of February. But this week I did all Alison Glass fabrics, and this is from her new line. And it's all like rainbows and botanical prints. And like, I love like holding these up to the camera. I'm just like, oh, they're just like glowing. So my colors are actually a bit more vivid in real life than they might be, or sorry, vivid on camera right now than they are in real life. But these are very bright and beautiful. This is the black background. You can see there's like mushrooms in here, and there's moths, and just all like sorts of flora and fauna. I have that same one in like the lighter colorway as well, and I did this one with like a blue zipper and a blue lining. So these are all my sock size, which I hadn't made in a while, and these are like my favorite bag. These are my original bag. Like I've made probably like hundreds of them by now, and they're an awesome size for a one skein project. Here, this is worsted weight, but you can get an idea. Like it fits 100 grams of worsted weight which means that, you know, your 100-gram sock yarn would be more compact. And they're great for 2 at a time knitting as well, just because of the shape of them. So if you have 2 balls of yarn, you can have like, you know, 1 on each side. And then what I tend to do is I have like the ball of yarn sitting on one side, and then I tuck my project in on the other side. So yeah, they're just a lovely size. They're a great price, and I have 5 of these, and then I'm going to have bucket bags in all the same fabrics. So, you know, this really cool chevron, and I did pink on the inside of that one. That's in the light colorway, and then the same one in the dark. Really, really love these. I was working on them this morning, and they were just bringing a smile to my face. Like, I think I need some bright, funky colors. I noticed that a lot of yarn dyers right now are doing bright colors, and that must be like a February thing where, you know, we just like craving spring and craving color. This is my favorite, I think. Oh, so good. So Alison Glass is a really lovely fabric designer, and I used a lot of her prints on the inside as well. This print has just a little bit of rainbow in it. It's hard to see, but there are spots of rainbows on this print, which I love. So yeah, so these are, yeah, like I said, these are the sock size. I love this size. I have a lot of them. I'm going to do a couple medium zippers, because I haven't done any medium zippers in a few updates. And then I'm going to have 1 bucket bag in each one of the colorways that I just showed you. And then the last thing I'm doing, which is just kind of for this fabric only, is I got, okay, so last time Alison Glass printed this wheel, it was a quarter of this size, right? So it was like a medallion about 11 inches square. So that's what I thought I was getting. And it turns out that they're massive. So I'm going to turn these into giant bucket bags. So I still haven't boxed the bottom. So you're going to lose a little bit of the bottom. I kind of designed it so that you'll have like half the color wheel showing on your bucket bag. And these are massive. So like I normally have my bucket bags, they're the they're the medium Finch bucket by Stitch Mischief. And these are like, I think, bigger than the large Finch bucket dimensions. So they're not going to have any pockets inside, but they're going to be very, very large. Like, can barely fit these into the screen large. So, yeah, I'm really excited about these, but I don't plan on like offering this size. This is going to be like an XXL size. I'm not really planning on offering this normally. It just sort of happens to work with the fabric that I unexpectedly got. So this is kind of crazy. So yeah, look forward to those. I'm not going to, I think I said this already, I'm not going to put any pockets in those. They're just going to be like big open buckets, but I think I am going to do like tote bag handles on the top. So they'll have a drawstring, but then instead of a side handle, I think I'm going to make these into like a tote bag. So they'll have like 2 like loop handles, if that makes sense. Yeah. So my light's shifting a little bit. I'm going to scooch forward a bit. Yeah, so that is pretty much it for what I've been doing. We've been laying kind of low as per usual this last year. But it's a beautiful day outside, and I think I'm going to try and get out and go for a bit of a hike later, because the sunshine is really nice. We've been, you know, we had snow and we had cold weather, so it's nice to see some blue sky out there. I'm just looking out the window. But yeah, other than that, we haven't been doing much. I've just been kind of making some plans for, you know, what I'd like to do this summer. We're hoping to be able to do some camping around Vancouver Island and BC. So I'm really starting to look forward to that now that the weather's changing. And yeah, I've just been trying to get some seeds started for the garden, and yeah, just doing a lot of puttering around at home, reorganizing and destashing and stuff like that. So that feels good. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me today and catching up on my projects. And yeah, I'm going to see you again in a couple weeks. And hopefully I'll have like some other new things to show you. Please don't forget to enter that CAL if you would like to enter the knit along and be eligible to win that mini skein set. And yeah, I hope that you're just doing well. I hope that you know, you're managing as well as you can with this kind of quiet chaos that has been going on in the world. And yeah, I hope you're safe and happy in your homes and you're keeping busy. And yeah, we'll see you again soon. Take care, everyone.